Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today topic of our discussion is particle reinforced material. Particle reinforced material is a type of composite material. In this material, the reinforcing phase will be present in the form of particle. I mean, reinforcing phase will be embedded within the matrix phase and the reinforcing phase will be present in the particle form. Dear students, I am Dr. Riyaz Hussain and this is our lecture number 2 from the course Applied Chemistry. Key concepts. The following concepts will be covered in this lecture. First of all, we will discuss what are composite material, and I know you have understand in your previous lecture, I mean lecture number 1, that what are the composite material. We will give a little touch to define the composite material. Then we will discuss types of composite material. Remember, there are two systems to classify the composite material. First system of classification is based on the type of matrix, and the second system of classification of composite material is based on type of reinforcing phase. I mean shape, size and amount of reinforcing phase present within the matrix phase. So there are two systems to classify the composite material. We will see in this lecture that which are those systems by which we can classify the composite material. After this, we will discuss particle reinforced composite material. Of course, this is our today topic of discussion. In this topic, we will discuss in detail about the particle reinforced composite material, and then of course we will discuss types of particle reinforced composite material, and then we will discuss composition and use of each type of particle reinforced composite material. Composite material. What are composite materials? Composite material is a multi-phase material that is artificially made and exhibits a significant proportion of the properties of the constituent phases. Remember, there are two phases of a composite material. The one phase which is present in the continuous form, this is called matrix phase, and the other phase which is present in discontinuous form, and that is called reinforcing phase. So the constituent of a composite material is the matrix phase and the reinforcing phase. So composite material retain the properties of its constituents. So we can say multi-phase material that is artificially made. So this is made, the composite material is made by mixing matrix phase with reinforcing phase. As a result, the properties of resulting composite material is far better than its constituent phases. Example of the composite material: wood. It's a natural composite material. This material is made up of cellulose fiber and lignin. Bones. Animal bones is made up of protein collagen and hydroxyapatite. The first man-made composite material is a mud bricks that was made by old civilizations, and it is made by mixing mud with straw. So mud bricks is also the example of composite material. Classification of composite material. As I told you in previous slide that there are two ways to classify the composite material. The one way to classify the composite material is based on the matrix phase. On the base of matrix phase, the composite material is of three types: metal matrix composite material, ceramic polymer matrix composite material, and ceramic matrix composite material. But here we will discuss the classification of composite material which is based on the size and shape of dispersed phase. I mean the classification which is based on the size and shape of reinforcing phase. Remember, reinforcing phase is present in a discontinuous form. That's why it is called dispersed phase. So, composite material on the base of reinforcing phase is majorly consisted of three types. The first one, particle reinforced composite material; the second one, fiber reinforced composite material; and the third one is the structural reinforced composite material. The first type is particle reinforced composite material. The name of the material is describing its properties. So the name starts from particle reinforced. It means reinforcing phase in this composite material will be present in the particle form. So these composite material are also called particulate material because the reinforcing phase is present in the form of particles, small particles or the large particles. But the reinforcing phase will be embedded within the matrix in the form of particles. This particle reinforced composite material is further classified into two subclasses. One is called large particle reinforced composite material and the other type is called dispersion strengthened particle reinforced composite material. The other type of composite material is fiber reinforced. The name again describing the properties of fiber reinforced. In this material, the reinforcing phase will be present in the form of fibers. The fibers of the reinforcing phase will be embedded within the matrix and it is further classified into two subclasses, that is continuous, I mean the fibers are aligned properly, and the discontinuous, when the fibers are not aligned properly, the fibers are present in the short form. So discontinuous fiber reinforced composite material is further subclassified into two subclasses. One is aligned and the other is randomly oriented. To somehow the fibers are aligned and randomly oriented, the fibers are completely dispersed within the matrix phase. The third type of composite material on the base of size and shape of dispersed phase is structural composite material. Structural composite material, the structure of the composite material will be different. So on the base of structural difference, the composite material consists of two types. The one is called laminates. It means the composite material will be present within the form of layers. And the other type of composite material on the base of structural difference is sandwich panels. The sandwich panel. Here in this lecture we will discuss particle reinforced composite material in detail. Particle reinforced composite material. This class of composite material is most widely used composite material because they are easily available, they are cheaper in price and can be handled very easily. That's why this class of composite material is widely used composite material. There are two types of particle reinforced composite material. The first one, dispersion strengthened composite material, and the second one is the particulate reinforced composite material. See the figure. This is particle reinforced composite material. It has further two subclasses. The one is called large particle reinforced composite material, and the other subclass is called dispersion strengthened composite material. These two classes are distinguishable based upon strengthening mechanism. These two types of the particle reinforced composite material can be differentiated on the basis of their strengthening mechanism. Large particle reinforced composite material. The term large is used to indicate that particle matrix interactions cannot be treated on the atomic or molecular level. So this is the first type of particle reinforced composite material, which is called large particle reinforced composite material. In this material, the reinforcing phase will be present in the form of large particle. So the term large is used to indicate that particle matrix interaction, because the composite material is formed by mixing the reinforcing phase with matrix phase. In the particulate reinforced composite material, the reinforcing phase will be present in the form of particles. So there is the interaction between matrix and reinforcing phase, and the reinforcing phase consists of particle. So that interaction which is present between reinforcing phase and matrix phase is called particle matrix interaction. So this interaction cannot be treated on the atomic or molecular level, because the name of the type of particle reinforced composite material is large particle reinforced composite material. So reinforcing phase is present in the form of large particle. So those large particle cannot consist of a single atom or a single molecule. So that large particle consists of millions of atoms or millions of molecules. Therefore, in these composite material, the particle matrix interaction cannot be treated on the atomic or molecular level. For most of these composites, the particulate phase is harder and stiffer than matrix phase. The particle matrix interaction is treated at macroscopic level. When the particle matrix interaction is not at the atomic or molecular level, then that interaction is treated as macroscopic level. The size of the particle ranges from 1 to 50 micrometer. The concentration of the particle within the composite material ranges from 15 to 40% by volume. So the reinforcing phase, the concentration of reinforcing phase within the composite material may vary from 15 to 40% by volume. Particulate phase is harder and stiffer than matrix. Remember, particulate phase is harder and stiffer than matrix. Matrix phase transfer applied stress to particle, which bears most of the applied load. As I told you in the previous point, that particulate phase is harder. When a force is applied on these composite material, then what happened? When the force is applied on the composite material, then matrix phase transfers the applied stress to the particle, and these are those particles which is the reinforcing phase in this composite material. These are the particles which bears most of the applied load. Reinforcement depends on volume fraction and strength of bonding. Reinforcement, that is the interaction between the matrix phase and the reinforcing phase, that depends on volume fraction, that how much reinforcing phase is used to prepare a composite material, how much reinforcing phase is mixed up with matrix phase to prepare a composite material. So the reinforcement depends on volume fraction and strength of bonding. Strength of bonding means the bonding which occurs between matrix and reinforcing phase. So in these composite material, the reinforcing phase is present in the form of large particles. So that is called particle matrix interaction. That particle matrix interaction is actually the bonding between matrix and reinforcing phase. See the figure. This is particulate reinforced composite material. Here the dots within the box are showing the particle. So it means the reinforcing phase within this composite material present in the form of particles. See this one, this is also the particulate reinforced composite material, but here the size of the particle, I mean the size of the reinforcing phase is greater than the size of the particles which are present in this composite material. So here the size of particles are larger. That's why these are called large particle reinforced composite material. Large particle reinforced composite material, the matrix transfers some of the applied stress to the particles which bear a fraction of the load. We discussed this point in the previous slides also. When a force is applied, when a stress is applied on the composite material, then it is the matrix which transfers stress or which transfer the applied stress or the applied load to the particles, and these are the particles which bears that stress, which bears that load. Mechanical properties such as elastic modulus of particulate composite material achievable are in the range defined by rule of mixtures. Elastic modulus of particulate composite material, it means the mechanical properties of composite material is determined by rule of mixtures. Upper bound is represented by, this is the formula to find the elastic modulus of a composite material. So there are two layers, there are two bound of the composite material, upper bound and lower bound. For the upper bound, E shows elastic modulus. We will find the elastic modulus for the upper bound separately, and we will also find the elastic modulus of lower bound is separately. See here, first of all we see the terms, the E and V denote elastic modulus and volume fractions. E denote elastic modulus and V denotes volume fractions, while C, M and P, C composite, C denotes the composite material, M denotes the matrix phase, and P represents the particulate phase. Particulate phase. This is the rule of mixtures. This is the rule by which we can find the mechanical properties of a composite material, and we mean elastic modulus. Mechanical properties, the example of mechanical properties is elastic modulus. So the elastic modulus, which is the mechanical properties of a composite material, can be determined by rule of mixtures. By following this rule, we can find the elastic modulus of upper bound, and we will find separately the elastic modulus of the lower bound. EC U. U stand for upper layer. Elastic modulus of composite material for the upper bound is equal to EM VM plus EP VP. It means elastic modulus of composite material for the upper bound is equal to the sum of elastic modulus of product of elastic modulus of matrix phase and volume fraction of the matrix phase with elastic modulus of particulate phase and volume fraction of the particulate phase. Similarly, the formula to found the lower bound, elastic modulus of lower bound, which is represented by ECL. EC, elastic modulus of composite material, L stand for lower bound, lower layer of the composite material, is equal to EMEP. elastic product of elastic modulus of matrix phase and elastic modulus of particulate phase divided by sum of product of elastic modulus of particulate phase and volume fraction of matrix phase with elastic modulus of matrix phase and Vp volume fraction of particulate phase. Again, I am describing the E denotes the elastic modulus and V denotes the volume fraction. Similarly, C subscript denotes the composite material, P denotes the particulate phase, M denotes the matrix phase. So this is rule of mixtures by which we can find the mechanical properties of a composite material. Examples of the large particle reinforced composite material. The first example is ceramides. Ceramides are example of ceramic metal composite material. So ceramides is the example of ceramic metal composite material. What are ceramic metal composite material? In this material, the reinforcing phase will consist of ceramic material. Most common ceramic is the cemented carbide. The most common ceramic is cemented carbide, and it is composed of extremely hard particles of carbide ceramic such as tungsten carbide, titanium carbide, which are embedded in a matrix of a metal such as cobalt or nickel. So ceramides are the composite material and it is a type of ceramic metal composites. In this composite material, the matrix phase consists of metal and the reinforcing phase consists of a ceramic. The most common ceramic is the cemented carbide. Cemented carbide consists of particles of carbide ceramic such as tungsten carbide or titanium carbide. So I give you a short clue to understand ceramides. Ceramides are composite material. So the composite material consists of two phases. One metal, a matrix phase, the other is reinforcing phase. In ceramides, the matrix phase consists of metal. So it means matrix phase of ceramides consists of metal and the reinforcing phase consists of metal carbides. That may be the tungsten carbide, that may be the titanium carbide. So the reinforcing phase, which consists of carbides, that phase is embedded within a matrix phase. The matrix phase consists of a metal and the cobalt or nickel can be used as a metal in this composite material. So ceramides, where the ceramides can be used, these composites are utilized extensively as cutting tools for hardened steels. So these are used to prepare a cutting tools which are used to cut the hardened steel. You know, the steel is very hard object, very hard thing. It is difficult to cut the steel. So the ceramides are used to prepare such tools which can be used to cut the hardened steel. Another example of large particle reinforced composite material is aluminium alloy castings containing dispersed silicon carbide particles. Aluminium alloy castings containing dispersed silicon carbide particles. Aluminium alloy casting is the name of composite material. In this material, the matrix phase consists of aluminium and the reinforcing phase consists of silicon carbide particles. So it means these materials consist of particles of silicon carbide which are embedded within the aluminium alloy, That's why these composite materials are called aluminium alloy castings. So these materials are used for automotive applications including preparation of pistons and brake applications. This is the second example of large particle reinforced composite material. Remember, large particle reinforced composite material consists of reinforcing phase in the form of large particle. That's why this is called large particle reinforced composite material. The third example is vulcanized rubber. Another example of large particle reinforced composite material is a vulcanized rubber. Vulcanized rubber is a material that is produced by a chemical process known as vulcanization. This process involves mixing of natural rubber with some additives such as sulfur and other curatives. Also, this vulcanized rubber is also called the reinforced rubber. Rubber strengthening is obtained by adding 20 to 50 nanometer carbon black particle. So, vulcanized rubber is the example of large particle reinforced composite material. This material can be prepared by a process known as vulcanization. What is vulcanization? Vulcanization is a process of mixing natural rubber with some additives such as sulfur and other curatives. This rubber is also called reinforced rubber. If we want to increase the strengthening of a vulcanized rubber, then we have to add some other material, some other particles. Which particles can be added to increase the strengthening? That is the particles of the carbon black. When we add particles of carbon black, the size of the carbon black particle ranges from 20 to 25 nanometer. When the particles of carbon black is added to the natural rubber during a process of vulcanization, then the resulting material have greater strength as compared to the natural rubber or the rubber which do not consist of the particles of carbon black. This vulcanized rubber is used in preparation of tires of automobiles. So, vulcanized rubber consists of particles of carbon black. The size of the carbon black particle ranges from 20 to 25 nanometer. That's why vulcanized rubber consisting of particles of carbon black is called large particulate reinforced composite material. What is carbon black? Carbon black consists of very small and essentially spherical particles of carbon which is produced by the combustion of natural gas or oil in an atmosphere that has only a limited supply of oxygen or supply of air. When the carbon black added to vulcanized rubber, this extremely inexpensive material enhances the tensile strength, toughness, tear and abrasion resistance of the rubber. Automobile tires contain 15 to 30% volume of carbon black. So, how the carbon black is produced? When natural gas or oil is burnt in a limited supply of oxygen, then it produces particles of the carbon black. What happened when carbon black added to the vulcanized rubber? Then when particles of carbon black added to the natural rubber or mixed with natural rubber during the process of vulcanization, then resulting material have better tensile strength, toughness and tear and abrasion resistance. Automobile tires which are prepared with this type of composite material may contain 15 to 30% volume of carbon black. Concrete is also a large particulate reinforced composite material. Another example is concrete. The most common large particle composite is concrete, which is made up of cement matrix that bonds particles of different size, gravel and sand. So, concrete, it consists of different materials. The one is cement matrix. It means the matrix phase consists of cement. This cement bonds particles of different size, which are gravel, the pieces of stone and sand. Cement is a fine mixture. What is cement? Cement is a fine mixture of lime. Lime means calcium oxide. Calcium oxide, alumina, silica and water. Concrete is cement strengthened by adding particulate. This is a definition of concrete. What is concrete? Concrete is cement strengthened by adding particulates, and particulates means the particles of the sand and the particles of the gravel. The use of different size of particle, stone and sand allows better packing factor than using particles of similar size. If we use particle of different size to prepare a concrete, then it have better packing factor than using particles of similar size. Remember, what is concrete? Concrete consists of cements, and cement acts as a matrix phase, and concrete also consists of particles of sand and gravel. Gravel means stone. So particles of sand and gravel act as a reinforcing phase. Cement bound these particles with each other and gives us high stiffness and this is high strength. The material have high strength. Reinforced concrete is obtained by adding steel rods, wires and mesh. Uses: where the concrete are used? Concrete are used in preparing railroad or highway bridges. Another type of composite material is dispersion strengthened composite material. Properties of dispersion strengthened composite material. The name is showing that the reinforcing phase will be present in discontinuous form. Dispersion. The reinforcing phase dispersed within the matrix phase. That's why this type of composite material is called dispersion strengthened composite material. Properties: uniformly dispersed, fine, hard and inert particle is used for reinforcement. So, this composite material consists of particles, hard and inert particle, which are used as a reinforcing phase, and that reinforcing phase is uniformly dispersed within the matrix phase. The size of particle ranges from 0.01 to 0.1 micrometer. It means the size of particles in the dispersion strengthened composite material is very small, less. The size ranges from 0.01 to 0.1 micrometer. Volume fraction of the reinforcing phase ranges from 15 to 40% of the total composite material. It means the 15 to 40% of composite material will consist of reinforcing phase, and that reinforcing phase will consist of fine particles. These particles are uniformly dispersed within the matrix phase. The resulting composite material are more stronger than pure metal. The reinforcing phase can be metallic, non-metallic or intermetallic. Dispersides are carbides, oxides and maybe borides. Shape of the dispersides can be round, disc or needle-like. If it consists of needle-like, then it gives maximum strength to the resulting composite material. So, the composite material which consists of reinforcing phase and which we call the dispersion strengthened composite material are more stronger than pure metal. The reinforcing phase can be metallic, non-metallic or intermetallic. Remember, the dispersion strengthened composite material consists of reinforcing phase, and that reinforcing phase consists of particles, fine particles. The size of the particle ranges from 0.01 to 0.1 micrometer. It means the reinforcing phase consists of very small particles. So the dispersides, the reinforcing phase consists of carbides particles, or the particles of the oxide, metallic oxides, or the borides of some metals. The shape of the particles, the shape of the reinforcing phase can be round, disc or needle like. Dispersion strengthened composite material. Matrix is strengthened by the interaction between dispersides and matrix. When we add the reinforcing phase into the matrix phase, then the interaction build up between the matrix and the reinforcing phase. Remember, in this material, in this particulate reinforced composite material, the reinforcing phase is present in the form of fine particles. So there is an interaction between the matrix and the reinforcing phase. Matrix is strengthened by the interaction between dispersides. Dispersides mean reinforcing phase. In this case, the reinforcing phase is dispersed within the matrix phase. That's why reinforcing phase can also be called as disperside. Strengthening of the material is achieved by at elevated temperature for extended periods of time. Strengthening depends on size of particle and intermolecular spacing. The strengthening of the resulting material depends on the two factors. The first factor that affects the strengthness of the material is the size of the particle, and the other thing which affects the strength of the material is the intermolecular spacing between the disperside, between the particles of the reinforcing phase. The strengthening occurs at atomic or molecular level. See, that's this property makes the dispersion strengthened composite material from the large particle reinforced composite material. In that material, the reinforcing phase consists of large particles, and the interaction between the matrix phase and the reinforcing phase was treated at macroscopic level and not at the atomic or molecular level. And here in this case, in the case of dispersion strengthened composite material, the interaction between the matrix and the reinforcing phase is treated at atomic or molecular level, because the particles of reinforcing phase consist of very fine particles. So these particles are very small. That's why the interaction between matrix and reinforcing phase is treated at atomic or molecular level. Mechanism of strengthening is similar to that for precipitation, hardening in metals, where matrix bears the major portion of applied load, while disperside hinder or impede the motion of dislocations. In this case, matrix bears the major portion of load, while dispersides hinder the applied stress or motion of dislocations, impede the motion of dislocation. Examples of dispersion strengthened composite material. The first example is TD nickel alloys. Thoria dispersed nickel alloy. This is the name of the composite material, and this is the example of dispersion strengthened composite material. In this material, the matrix phase consists of nickel alloys and the reinforcing phase consists of particles of the thoria. It means the smaller particles of the thoria, that is thorium oxide, are uniformly dispersed within matrix phase, that is the nickel alloys. The resulting material have high temperature strength. It means this material have the ability to bear the high temperature. Example 2, that is SAP, sintered aluminium powder. That is also the example of dispersion strengthened composite material. In this material, aluminium matrix phase is consisted of aluminium metal. Aluminium matrix is dispersed within extremely small flakes of alumina, and the dispersion phase, the reinforcing phase, consists of particles of alumina. Sintered aluminium powder. It means aluminium metal make the matrix portion of the composite material, and the reinforcing phase consists of particles of alumina. It means the small size fine particles of alumina are embedded or mixed within the aluminium metal. Then the resulting composite material is called sintered aluminium powder. Thank you, dear students. I hope you have understand the lecture what we have discussed today, that is the particle reinforced composite material. I give you a short summary of this lecture. The particle reinforced composite material consists of particles. The reinforcing phase of this material consists of particles. On the basis of size of the particles, the particle composite material are divided into two classes. One is called large particle reinforced composite material, and the other is called dispersion strengthened composite material. The name is describing the properties of the composite material. Large particles, it means reinforcing phase consists of in the form of large particle. Dispersion strengthened composite material, the reinforcing phase of course will be present in the form of particle, but the size of the particles will be very small. Therefore, in dispersion strengthened composite material, there is an interaction between matrix phase and the reinforcing phase, and that interaction is treated at atomic or molecular level. While in the large particle reinforced composite material, the reinforcing phase present in the form of large particle. So the interaction between matrix and reinforcing phase cannot be treated at atomic or molecular level, but it is treated at macroscopic level. That is the short summary of the two-day lecture we have discussed up till now. So here is assignments for you. Mention the difference between dispersion strengthened composite and large particle reinforced composite material. Just go through the lecture and listen again this lecture again and again to find the differences between dispersion strengthened composite material and large particle reinforced composite material. And the second question for the assignment, explain concrete. You know, concrete is the example of large particle reinforced composite material. You have to explain the concrete, that concrete is a large particle reinforced composite material. Just you will prove that yes, concrete is a large particle reinforced composite material. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.